Agriculture is a very important topic for any examination, and this is the 10th video in the 100-day series of Indian Economic Service examination, where we will see agriculture from a different perspective. Like in the examination, they ask about role. They do not ask what is, they ask why and how of agriculture. And that is where students lack understanding. So in this video, we'll not go in a traditional way of learning agriculture in India, but we will see how connection is important. Because I always tell in the class to my students and the test series discussion as well, connection is equals to selection. Economics is about this. If you are able to connect, you will get the final selection. So role, challenges, reforms, we'll see all these three things in detail and understand agriculture in India. Now, agriculture remains a key sector for Indian economy. 16% is the contribution in GDP, but still 45% population involved in it. Again, you can say disguised unemployment is there. It means how many people agriculture required, but agriculture is having more people than that. So the most important thing, every developed economy, they have shifted their labor from agriculture sector to other sectors like manufacturing and services. But from day one, it is not possible. So gradually, India also has been doing, like if you see, since independence, at the time of first 5-year plan, 1951, 75% of the population dependent on agriculture. But here the shifting is going on. Like one day I'm working in farm, another day I cannot work in a textile industry, or I cannot take a keyboard and start coding in services sector. It is not possible. So all it's gradual. Because agriculture affects poverty, agriculture affects unemployment, agriculture affects rural development. All these things are important because our urban cities are flooded with people. So we need to create the ecosystem in the rural development where consumption goes up. People feel purchasing power going up. People feel that they should not migrate and rural areas give more opportunities. That's what we will be seeing here. So it supports three things: food security, and almost 2/3 of the population is getting food security under PDS. Employment, people get employment in agriculture sector. Rural livelihoods, it means all the rural ecosystem. So whenever you see in rural areas, income goes up, they buy motorcycles. So when there is a two-wheeler sale goes up, you realize that rural income is growing. That's one of the indicators. If you write these things in your answer writing, you will get marks. Because you will be able to stand out your answer in comparison to the other students. I always say to my student that do not become a scholar. That's not the aim. Our aim is to qualify the exam. And to qualify the exam, you don't have to top the exam. You have to do better than others. That's why I have compiled one ebook for your answer writing, where you will get all the clarity what exactly you need to write in introduction, body, conclusion, how to add data, examples, arguments, concepts, diagrams, everything is there. Plus command words, what exactly you need to write in those command words like discuss, explain. You can ask absolutely for free on the support number given on the screen or in the description. Okay. It also provides raw material to many industries. Raw material. Like for example, you understand this way. In the home, you are bringing raw material like vegetables and all. Your mom is cooking food. After that food becomes raw material. Like for example, you are selling papad and you are selling papad, homemade papad to other people. So that same kitchen ingredients now becoming a raw material for your home-based papad business. Are you getting my point? So this is how you can understand. Okay. Indian agriculture faces structural and productivity related challenges. You can see 45% population involved and 60% it is producing. In China, 25% population involved in agriculture. And China is the largest producer of wheat, rice and many other crops as well. In USA also, very less population involved. All mechanized, all technology based. Like for example, you understand how technology works here. If you include technology in agriculture, the problem in India is that we have small land holdings, 1.1 hectare on an average. It means you cannot move machineries freely because of fragmentation of land as well. In USA, whether they do animal rearing or anything, GPS attached to their neck. Everything is mechanized using drones. In China, if your crop suffered from hailstorm, next morning you get the compensation. from the satellite mapping or drone survey. India also having Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. But what I'm saying is, we are protecting farmers on a short-term thing. Like we provide subsidies. So in the short run, they are happy. They take loans and they realize some government will come, some election will come, and our loans will be waived off. NPA rises. Subsidy provides like a band-aid. It's not a permanent solution. Reforms generally hurt first, but they are fruitful later on. Imagine 1991 economic crisis. What happened after that? We opened the economy. Competition came. And then the competition came, everyone was panicking. Like so much of competition. We're not able to survive. Others shut down, others survived, they grew. Economy thrived for last 35 years. That's how reforms initially hurt. So you see, this topic is highly important for Indian economy and development, and majorly for policy-oriented descriptive answer. That's what we are seeing in this 100 days series. Okay, now we'll come to role of agriculture. Now, role of agriculture provides livelihood to large population. It means like the rural farming. It is like safe from technology as well. Okay? Like for example, in kitchen, you're chopping onion by hand, but if you take a device where, like you must have seen the chopped device where chopped onion comes in, you see how much time you save. So if you add a technology in the farming, it increases the productivity. But what will happen to the livelihood of 45% people? You have to shift towards manufacturing. And that is why government is putting its focus on Make in India. So that people can shift towards manufacturing, textile, like for example, cotton, agriculture, jute, agriculture, converted into textile, that is manufacturing. If that manufacturing converts into e-commerce, people are buying clothes. E-commerce, that's, we can say services, logistics. So how agriculture can transforming other sectors too? You're also ordering online. And so that's why you can connect that. So it supports food supply for the country. That is why farmers are very important and every country takes care of them. It contributes raw material supply for in the industry, like for example, we have seen in the textile example. It affects rural demand as well and overall economic stability. So in rural area, if there's a problem, then they migrate to urban areas, pressure. So migration actually shows the real picture. Agricultural performance influences inflation and employment. So recently you must have seen all over our country, all cities, and they experience rainfall in the month of March. Damage the crop. 10 to 12% crops damaged post-harvest. We don't have cold storage. Build infrastructure. It will help. French fries can be stored for long, but not potatoes. So you can imagine that there is a mismatch. Okay. So this sector is central to inclusive development. It means development, sabka saath, sabka vikas. You must have heard about this line. Okay. Now major challenges, very important. Major challenges like small and fragmented land holding. So mechanization is not that possible. Dependence on monsoon. So we don't have a proper irrigation system like micro irrigation in Maharashtra is doing phenomenal job. In Andhra Pradesh, when you go to Visakhapatnam, you realize that there is like a lot of big pond. They have been developed under Manrega. So that during the monsoon, the rainwater they can save and use it like later on for irrigation. So dependence on monsoon is still there, floods and all. Low productivity in many crops, that's the problem. So if in the farm requires 2 people but whole family of 4 engaged in that, productivity goes down. Inadequate irrigation coverage. Coverage is there but inadequate. Some there is like flood irrigation. Flood irrigation creates problem like evaporation, salinization of soil. Creates a lot of problem. So again, what exactly happening in order to protect all these? Because then men migrate to cities and that is where feminization of agriculture is also happening in our country. So if you write angles like this, okay, how I'm thinking about certain states, I'm thinking about women, I'm thinking about men, I'm thinking about cities, I'm thinking about food security, I'm thinking about export, I'm thinking about imports, I'm thinking about buffer stock. Are you able to connect? There are so many dimensions going on in my head that I'm telling you. That's how you have to think while writing answer. Thoughts will always come haphazardly. You have to build a pipeline so that it comes structured in your copy. That's what I teach in your answer writing classes. Okay? Limited access to technology and quality inputs. The reason is simple. In kitchen, if you have chopping material, if you have mixer, if you have good amount of utensils, modern, it increases the productivity. But here the problem is technology. In a small land holding, they are not able to use big machines. Micro irrigation is there, the technology, developed in Israel, micro drip irrigation, not used anywhere, like all the places. Somewhere they are being used. Weak marketing and storage system. It means forward linkage and backward linkage, both are weak. The most important is farmers are not literate. So even government goes something with technology. That's why agri startup is also flourishing. Startup in agriculture sector is a very booming industry. Forward linkages, it means post harvest, where you will be storing, how will you taking, logistics and all. So ENAM, where price discovery is there. So government has done a lot, but I think here farmer is also having the responsibility to come out and implement. Price instability and farmer income, the uncertainty, that's the problem. So when there's a crop loss, who will fund that? NPA becomes, and farmer suddenly in debt. That's the problem. So the problem is with the system. If you correct that with like 5 years, 10 years of pain, permanent correction of Indian agriculture can happen. And the government also tried during farm laws, but you have seen what happened. Lot of protest for farm laws. MSP, subsidies, agriculture support, all are important. Like minimum support price aims at protecting farmers from severe price falls. So minimum guarantee, like if I'm producing rice, if I'll not be able to sell to anywhere, government will take it. And what government will do? Use it as buffer stock or use it in public distribution system. Input subsidy reduces cost burden for farmer, like free electricity or subsidized electricity, subsidized water. These things help farmers to reduce their cost. Credit support, Kisan credit card, crop insurance, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. They reduces production risk. So I'm like risk free. Farmer is lying down and do not worry about rain and all, because insurance is there. If some damage is there, I will get it. Now India is producing 350 plus million tons of food grains. Now this is a huge thing. It means we need production as well, but we need to protect those who are producing. Otherwise, farmers are selling their land to the builders, building machineries, concretization. And obviously, agriculture land is shrinking year by year. So we cannot turn it again. So the problem is there. So irrigation and extension services improve productivity. Public procurement, where government takes takes crops in return of money. They plays a major role in some crops. So 23 crops plus FRP also on sugarcane. Support policies must improve both income and efficiency. And that is why rural income will be developed and will be increased. That's where government requires support and farmers require government intervention. This is very important for your paper. Listen carefully. Improve irrigation. It means with less water. Like right now we have so much of water. Why Israel was struggling? Israel was struggling with two things. They were threatened because they were in the Middle East and everyone wanted to wipe Israel out of the map. So they developed their defense innovation. Second thing, since in the desert area productivity is low, so they have developed drip irrigation, micro irrigation and lot of agriculture technology. In India, we have so much of water. So improving irrigation does not find it like an incentive. Okay. Water management is there. That's the problem. So if you do this, write in your answer. Okay. Promote technology adoption and mechanization. So machines will be there. It will help to shift labor from agriculture to other sectors. Okay. Strengthen storage. So post harvest losses 10 to 12% currently can come down. Logistic improvements, taking wheat from one place to another, all crops as well. And agriculture market, so they get fair price of their produce. Previously it was APMC, Agriculture Produce Market Committee. So they had to sell there. So distress sale was there. Kharab ho jayega, bechne hai. Like when you go to a vegetable market at 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Green leafy vegetable they are selling like, sir, le jao. Half kg nahi, 1 kg le jao. You must have seen that. Okay. Encourage crop diversification and value addition. Crop diversification is important because if somebody is like 1 year tomato prices goes up, 1 year onion prices went up, and then the herd mentality produces that crop. And generally MSP also dictates those things. Okay, where incentives are high, People produce that. Okay, so government has to regulate this. Now improve farmer access to credit and information. So they get information about weather, they get information on new technology, new seeds, knowledge about how you can innovate, use limited resources for maximum output. These are the things. Okay. And sustainable agriculture is necessary for long-term growth and rural prosperity. Long-term growth. Always think long-term. This will be in the country's interest. Okay. For that answer writing ebook, you can give on this support number. You just ask it. And for the psychometric test as well. This is the end of the 10th video of 100 Day series. 90 videos more to come. So don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Jai Hind.